What's going on, YouTube? It's James the Shammer. Fantasy Battle Report's got another battle report for today. It's Pacific Rim, round number 1, 2019. Guys, what is going on? I'm going to give you guys a quick story before I get to the game, before I get to the battle report. I went to Pacific Rim. This is right after Thanksgiving, right? Like the week after Thanksgiving. And my nephew was sick as a dog. He had a flu, right? So he gave it at Thanksgiving to my whole fucking family. My whole fucking family got the flu from my nephew, including my girlfriend, including my dog. Okay, but my flu, I thought was over by Wednesday. I take a flight out to San Francisco on Thursday to go to Pacific Rim. Thursday, I felt so-so. Friday, I felt like shit, and it fucking excelled, right? And then, freaking, I went and played Saturday and Sunday with pneumonia. I had fucking pneumonia, alright? So these games, all 5 of these games, first off, I'm apologizing now for lack of photos, because I was on, like, autopilot. I was barely there. My head wasn't into it. I wasn't eating. I was like sidelined. I'm telling you right now, my first game, my first fucking match is against Jake motherfucking Murphy. And Jake motherfucking Murphy said, "You want to just call it a draw? And you look like shit." I'm sweating up a storm, alright? I'm like shivering. I have chills. Fucking, the team that we're playing against is Team USA. And Jeff Durham was just like, "I don't want to get near Silva. Look at him. Look at him. He's just sweating standing there." And I'm just like, keep going. Now, that being said, it's a team tournament, Pacific Rim. It's supposed to be like my 5 guys versus the other team's 5 guys. And my 5 guys happen to be all Team Mexico guys, including my brother. Okay, so I have on my team Neil, Euron, Pablo, myself, and my brother. Now they're looking at me like, "Well, you're the guy who could shot call on a on how to pick matches for ETC." They're like, "So you'll be really good at it doing it here." Now, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I didn't even look at lists. I've been so fucking sick. I'm not looking at lists. I'm not looking at shit. So I'm there and I'm like, what? Who's playing who? I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying my hardest. I am trying my hardest to pick reasonable matches for everybody. All right. So I don't have an actual score. I asked Kenyon about this to see if there was like individuals up. Unfortunately, Kenyon hasn't posted them, not yet at least. So I don't have them for this game or any of the games. So I don't know what my teammates actually finished with. And part of that was due to the fact that I was just so out of it that I was like, did you guys win? I don't know if we won. But, so all I know is I didn't mind if I played Bergie, but I felt like if I played Bergie, it was going to be way too much of a mental game in my state. So I was like, I don't want to play Bergie. Durham refused to play me. He just refused outright because of how sick I was. So the other 3 players on their team was Jake motherfucking Murphy, which I was fine with playing Jake. Jeremy Schweitzer, which I was fine with playing Schweitzer. And who was the other one? Oh, Ben Kerr, which I was fine with playing Ben Kerr. So I was okay with playing any of those. Right off the bat, we ended up getting Euron versus Bergie, which happened right away. The 2 matches that I didn't really want to happen, which was Pablo versus Schweitzer, and that was kind of because there's only 5 players, the match process is a little bit weirder than ETC. ETC, you drop on the last 4, you drop 1, they pass you 2, you pass them 2, you pick one of the 2, whatever, right? But then the one that doesn't get picked goes to the one that they have in their hand, right? We didn't have that option because by the time you get to the next round, you only have 3 cards in hand, not 4. So that threw me off, and again, I wasn't really thinking of it until it happened, and when it happened, Pablo got a bad match against Schweitzer. So Euron got Bergie, which we thought would be a decent match. We'll see how that goes. My brother ended up getting it was basically my brother versus either Ben Kerr or my brother versus Jake motherfucking Murphy, right? And that being said, I look at my brother. I say, "Who would you rather fight, Ben or Jake?" And my brother looks at me and he goes, "Don't give me Jake. I'm going to lose, and I'm going to lose big. I'm going to get 0 points if you put me against Jake." He goes, "Jake just has my number." I was like, "Fine, I'll take Jake. You take Ben." Right? So that's how we played it. All right. So, like I said, let's get into the game. I'm sorry, it was like story time there, but I just wanted you guys to understand the thought process, if any thought process, in this matchup against Jake and myself, and how I ended up getting Jake. Neil ended up getting Jeff Durham, which Neil said he didn't feel confident about that, but he had it as a yellow match. So I think Neil ended up with like 9 points, which is basically a yellow score. Neil actually could have got a little bit more, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. And he knows it. He knows he was just like, he was really close. So we roll for sides. Jake ended up getting the sides. He picked the side up there. He moved me to the side over here. I deployed everything first. I'm going to go first. And as you can see, this is how I deployed. Now, first off, let's go over Jake's list, and then I'll get back to this picture here. And this is a lot more thought going into it in this battle report than I did at the fucking day of the tournament. I'm being dead serious, alright? So I didn't even know Jake had a dragon until I saw the dragon. Alright, so Jake motherfucking Murphy, he has a Oracle on a dragon. He's a Wizard Master of Occultism. Has Moriak's Weeping, a Wandering Familiar, Obsidian Rock, and Cult of Yema. He has an Assassin, which is pretty nasty. Master Poisoner, Nightshade. He has 2 units of Blades of Knob, which I like to call the Bitch Elves. He has 2 units of Repeater Auxiliaries, little guys with crossbows. He has 5 Acolytes, 2 Medusas, 7 Ravencloaks, 3 Dread Reapers, and 2 Krakens. It's a pretty decent list, actually. The one thing, and I didn't even notice this at all, until the game happened, is he doesn't have a BSB. He used his points for the BSB into the Assassin instead, which is an interesting thing. The Assassin could actually really fuck somebody up, to be honest. Which he knows, I know, obviously. And he has a good mix of shooting, a really good mix of magic, because he has the 2 Medusas, he has the Oracle, and he has the Acolytes, right? He has the monsters, and he has a lot of infantry. So it's a decent list. He has a good amount of scoring. I like the list. It's a very solid list, I would say. Anyways, knowing that, now, going over my list, this is brand new to you guys. I didn't take any pictures of my army, like not individual shots, but this is a brand new list versus my last 3 tournaments. I still got the K-Pack on the left, Koga Kaiser Koenig, which are my Goblin Chariots. I got the A-Rock, guys. The A-fucking-Rock is back. She's on the table right there by that impassable terrain. I put her right on the line. I kind of did this just basically to give myself a monster on each side. I don't know what he's going to deploy, but we're going to see how that goes. I got General Zod! Zod is back. Zod's rocking only a 1-up, 5-up with, what are those called? Paired Weapons, Touch of Greatness, and Wizard Crown. I took the Wizard Crown. I don't remember what spell I got on this game. But I'm hiding behind the Impassable just in case when he pulls out the Bolt Throwers, which he will pull out the Bolt Throwers. I got my Cave Trolls right next to him. And then I got 2 units of the Green Guard, which Hermanard has named the other Green Guard as the Mean Guard. Alright, which is my other 20 goblins with bows. So I got the Green Guard, I got the Mean Guard, I got my Foot Clan, which is my 26 Savage Orc Guide Bashers. I got my BGKs with Bazooka and Baxter in the unit, and then I got Koopa on the right side. If you guys are wondering what did I dropped the Black Orcs. The Black Orcs got replaced by a Spider and an extra unit of bows, basically. That's really what happened. Alright? There's reasoning for that. More or less what I was hoping for is a more mobile list. General Zod being on a chariot is pretty nasty, as is himself. A-Rock being yet another threat on the table besides just Koopa. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. I do have Spider Riders. They're not scouted out yet. Anyways, as you can see on his side of the table, basically what he ended up doing, this is after my scouts are deployed. My scouts went in the middle of the table, vanguarded up towards his Bolt Thrower. There's a reasoning for that, I'll tell you in a second. But as you can see, he actually, this is how he deployed. he deployed on the left corner. It's a hold the center scenario. All right, so right off the bat, I'm thinking, and I did my number one move, which is put the trolls in the water. But the number one thing I was thinking was, if I put my savages and both my goblin units in the center, and I take first turn, I'm going to run up that center and just try to hold it as fucking hard as I can. Everything on the flanks is basically trying to keep the center cleared. That's my thought process, right? He saw me deploy in the center, and he just deployed in the corner, and basically he has a reason for it. He has walls on that side. For some fucking reason, Pacific Rim has way too much fucking terrain, and all the terrain is like impassable terrain. Not complaining that it's not pretty terrain. There's some really pretty tables there, and some of them I didn't get in my battle report at all because there was I didn't get the table. But this ended up being it becomes an issue in a lot of the games, is the terrain, right? So he has a hill, he has two impassable, there's a forest on the right side, I think we counted that as a fields on the left, there's a water in the middle, and there's probably some shit on the right corner too. Alright, so I deploy my spiders. I'm going to go ahead and vanguard up. He deployed everything in the corner. He's going to basically bust out, shoot out. He's playing very defensive, very tower-like right now. I don't think he's going to get the objective regardless, right? And if you guys don't know, here's a picture of Jake motherfucking Murphy. Also a picture of James Starr in the background. Alright. As you can see, this is how I moved. I moved the cave trolls up, just out of the way to get towards his shit, basically. I'm going to move both the mean and green guard up to just start shooting at his fucking bolt throwers. I move the savages up to start claiming the center objective. I basically move the A-Rock in a situation where he is blocking line of sight to Zod, so Zod can't get shot by any of the bolt throwers. If Zod dies, it's gonna be really bad. The trolls will be stupid. My stubborn spider's gonna be stubborn 6. And then the K-Pack will flee to a fucking swift wind. So really I can't lose Zod right now. And then basically on the right side, I move up my BGKs and Koopa, but there's a fucking Kraken, that big fucking fiery demon up there. That's his Kraken. That Kraken is keeping me zoned, but at the same time I'm keeping the Kraken zoned. Can't really go left because there's an impassable in the way. So I'm basically gonna just start unloading all my fire magic. And that's the other thing too, is I deployed my fire magic on the right side, my pyromancy, so he deployed everything on the left side, away from the pyromancy, as far as he can, to try to protect most of his naked bitch elves, right? So I'm just like, well, I'm gonna make sure that I can kill this bolt thrower in my magic phase, and just start putting wounds on this Kraken, and start clearing out the right flank. That's my thought process. Let's go into magic. I got a 4 on the flux. Go ahead and I do a scorching salvo, goes off, ends up killing off his fucking bolt thrower. End up doing 1 extra wound onto the Kraken, so the Kraken takes 1 wound, and that's about it. Over here, I ended up moving these guys. I bought them tomahawks, throw the tomahawks into his fucking bolt thrower, end up doing like a wound or 2 to it, and that was about it. Over here, the BGKs are going to start shooting into the Kraken. They end up doing the 2nd wound onto the Kraken, and that's it for my turn. That is legit it. Let's go start off turn 1. Jake motherfucking Murphy's Dread Elves. Dread Elves, turn number 1. He towers, he castles. He basically stays in that corner. He doesn't want to move. He basically is going to shoot the shit out of me, which, again, I am like half into it. I don't realize what's going on. I'm like, what, huh? I don't know. What's going on? Alright, so basically just still stays in castle formation. This Kraken moves to the right flank, which I found very interesting. What it does is it forces the Koopa to move awkwardly to the left. I'm actually afraid if he charges Koopa, because if he charges Koopa, he's going to have a fast initiative. He's going to have initiative 4, which is going to be tied with Koopa, and he could potentially kill Koopa in 1 go if he gets lucky, right? So it's a little bit iffy. We'll see how that goes. Magic, he got a 8 on the flux, which is a 7/7. Goes ahead and he does Deceptive Glamour on these guys. Don't remember. Yeah, I think he just did the Deceptive Glamour on here. I let it go through. He goes ahead and he does a Pentagram of Pain. Goes off, ends up doing a couple of wounds onto the K-Pack. Tries to cause a panic, doesn't cause a panic. These guys over here are going to start shooting into my fucking Spider Riders to wipe out my Spider Riders. These guys, the fucking Assassins group, start shooting into the K-Pack, kill off one of the K-Pack, causes a panic past the fucking Goblin leadership. They were just outside of my general's bubble, and I was like, oh my god, that was just fucking luck. That was just fucking luck. This bolt thrower just shoots into another one, kills off another one. He ends up leaving just one with like 1 wound remaining, which I realized this fucking K-Pack's gonna die. It's just basically gonna turn into chaff. Let's go into turn number 2, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn number 2. Obviously, I moved the fucking. I think I failed the stupidity on the trolls, or I don't know why, but the trolls didn't move up much. Trolls are not afraid at all of his bitch elves or even his assassins unit, to be honest. So I don't know why they barely moved up. It's possible. I don't know. I think I failed stupidity. To be honest. But they barely moved up. The savages moved up a little bit. I'm just holding that center objective at the moment. I actually retreat on the left side because those bolt throwers, basically since they cleared out my K-Pack, I just kind of like figured I'm going to move, hide behind this rock. There's not much I could do about that. My right flank is my strong flank at the moment. His left flank, or my left flank technically, my left flank is his strong flank, so I'm just leaving it open like that. And my main goal right now is get rid of the bolt throwers so my general can move free, right? Over on the right side, I keep Koopa in a situation where he's going to be able to zone that Kraken no matter what, and I start moving my Forest Goblins and my BGKs all the way in to just start knocking off a lot of his bitch elves. I'm trying to just take out that fucking bolt thrower on the hill, and I'll just start burning bodies. I want to get rid of the Medusas. That's one of my main goals, is to get rid of the Medusas and get rid of the bolt throwers. That's it for this turn, really. Magic! I got an 8 on the flux, which is a perfect magic phase to do so, by the way. End up doing a pyroclastic flow. It goes off, ends up killing off one of his Medusas. The Medusa that was right here ended up causing a panic on the repeater auxiliary guys, and they fucking panic and run off the table. Boom! 2 for 1, motherfucker. 2 for 1, right? Go ahead and do an enveloping embers. I roll 4 3s on enveloping embers. Actually, I think I rolled a Yahtzee, but the other one was another 3 that rolled onto the terrain, so I re-rolled it, and it was still a fucking 3. So I rolled a Yahtzee of 3s, got enveloping embers off, end up burning off, like, let's see, there's 14 witch elves. He ends up with, I kill 7 witch elves here, and doesn't cause a panic because they're frenzied, and then my miscast ends up blowing up 3 of my guys. The miscast, since it was triple 3s, ended up going to triple 2s because of the 8 phase, so it barely killed any of my forest goblins. It was perfectly worth it. Now my BGKs are going to shoot. My BGKs shoot everything into that one bolt thrower that the forest got, the spider riders weakened up. Kill the bolt thrower. Now look at this. I am not shitting you. I am not shitting you at all. Kill it on the hill. Causes a panic. Now his witch elves don't care. Or I don't think the Kraken care. I think the Kraken might care. I don't know. It's not insignificant, the bolt thrower. His assassins unit, off the general's leadership, fails. He rolls an 11. Okay? Now the assassins unit is going to run away from the closest unit, which is the trolls. It runs center to center, clipping his dragon, clipping his acolytes, clipping his whatever else, the Medusa in the background. Causes a bunch of more panics. He rolls his dragon rolls a 12. Both the assassins unit with the raven cloaks and the dragon run off the fucking table. I'm sick as a dog. I am sick as a dog. I don't even know what fucking happened. I didn't even realize he didn't have a BSB. He goes, son of a bitch, this is what I get for not bringing a BSB. I said, you don't have a BSB, man? I'm just like, I'm just trying to shoot shit because I'm like really sick. And he's like, God damn it, that's the game. And I go, you know, I just call it here. I just wanna go to sleep, man. I haven't eaten shit. I'm not hungry, but I just want to sleep. And he's like, no, I can't go back to my team and tell them I have no points. He goes, I'm gonna try to get some points, James. He's like, I'm like, all right, let's just play like another turn or two and see how it goes. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm like, all right, let's turn 2. I'm dead serious. That's basically how the conversation went. All right, so turn 2. He obviously you can see this is the K-Pack that's chaff. His Medusa moves up. His acolytes are moving around somewhere. I don't see where the fucking acolytes are. I shot 2 of the acolytes, by the way, with the mean guard. I think this is it, because there was no magic, because most of his magic is basically bounce spells now. So he shoots the fucking K-Pack, kills the K-Pack with the fucking bolt thrower and the other guy there. Yeah, I did shoot 2 of the acolytes there. Basically, that's how this side looks. That's really it. That was legitimately it. It's going to start off turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. And for the record, there's a lot less pictures because I'm not even aware if I'm taking pictures now. I am unaware of what's going on because of how fucking sick I am. I'm like shivering in the fucking corner right now. Most of the people who actually watch my channel saw me there and they're like, dude, you don't look good. And I'm like, I'm talking like fucking like a new Star Wars language. I'm just like, you know? Anyways, it's turn 3. Turn 3. Don't have a picture of my movement, but magic, I got a 3 on the flux. Just started burning shit. Don't even have a picture of what I burnt. Started shooting shit. Trying to kill the Kraken. So what I ended up doing here is I failed a frenzy check on my savages. My savages ran for the last 5 witch elves. What I really wanted was the trolls to go. So I ended up sending them both. I ended up sending the trolls in and the savages in. They both get in. The witch elves weren't far. He set it up so that way if I failed the frenzy, it puts my savages in a bad spot where I'm getting hit with witch elves and the Kraken, which is it's very possible, very very fucking possible. But I threw the cave trolls in to protect the flank of the savages, right? So basically that's how it looks. End up killing them. I just wipe out the fucking witch elves, right? They really didn't have a chance. And what I end up doing is I end up just turning slightly with my savages so my flank is not exposed at all. I mean, technically, the witch elves are in the flank of the savages, but cannot complete the charge because the trolls are in the way in every shape or form. I made sure of that. So the trolls are blocking the flank. If he wants to charge the trolls, knock yourself out. But his Kraken totally has free roam on whoever he wants to charge. Turn 3, he's like, James, this game is pretty much over. I'm going to do a Hail Mary. So he goes for a Hail Mary. He charges his Medusa into the flank of the trolls, his Witch Elves into the front of the trolls, his Kraken into the front of the savages, right? And what his goal here is to cause the trolls to run and overrun into the flank of my savages, right? He's going to connect with everything there. Now, he does another charge, which I don't have a picture of, with his Kraken on the right side into Koopa, alright? So, I'm going to show you the next picture. This is the picture of after the fight. Koopa, on top, is Agility 5, okay? I roll the dice. Now, the Kraken is weapon defensive skill 5, but Koopa is offensive skill 6 with paired weapons. So, I'm hitting him, should be on 3s, but now 4s because the Kraken has distracting. So I'm hitting him on 4s, wounding him on 5s, right? I roll poison, poison, poison. AP 7. It's dead. He's like, what the fuck? Koopa just wiped out the fucking Kraken. The fucking trolls, he ends up only killing 1 troll. The trolls beat the shit out of the Witch Elves and the Medusa. And then his Kraken actually, and my trolls overran that far. I figured I think they were just outside of leadership of the general, and I was like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna chase the Witch Elves. I'm just gonna go that way and kill everything. He's like, that's cool. It makes sense. I'm not in line of sight of anything. I don't really care if the trolls die at this point. His Kraken goes, and his Kraken beats the fucking shit out of my fucking savages. I only do like maybe 2 wounds onto that Kraken. I want to say 2 to 3. Maybe I'll give it a minute of a doubt and say 3, right? So he ends up causing, I am not nowhere near my general's leadership. I am leader in the BSB leadership. I am steadfast. I failed the steadfast both times. I run. He chases me down. He gets that fucking close to getting to my forest goblins. Now, it's my turn 4. I charge fucking Zod into the fucking flank of that Kraken. Fucking nail him. Boom. Impact hits. 6. Fucking wreck him up. I just fucking kill him. He's like, okay, it's over. It's over. He's like, that was my last chance. It's fucking over. And he goes, James, let's add it up. He's like, maybe I got a point. We added it up. I got 20 points. He got 0 points. He goes, James, I feel like an asshole because on turn 2, you said, can we just call the game there? He goes, I could have said yes and you could have been resting. He goes, but I kept going. And I was like, it's okay, man. I get it. So I got 20 points. My brother's game was right next to me. He was playing Ben Kerr. Unfortunately, and this is something I totally missed because I'm like out of it, Ben Kerr had a Burning Potent, which destroys ogres. My brother's playing ogres, and my brother got his ass rocked. My brother did come back with 5 points, though, which is actually 5 more points than he said he would come back with than versus Jake Murphy. All right. Now, Euron, I believe, had a really tight game with Bergie. Ended up getting like 7 points, which is really not bad against Justin Bergie. You know what I mean? Justin Bergie is usually a top scorer. Neil only got 9 points. It was a close game with him. And Pablo, I believe, got like 3 or 4 points, I want to say. I don't really remember what Pablo got. It was a loss. It was a big loss for our team. We had everybody lost except for me. And that caused a, like, it was, shit, I want to say it was like, we didn't get capped. I know that. I think we were like, if cap would have been, I want to say cap was 60 points. If cap was 60 points, it was like 56 points that they got. Or was cap 80 points? I forgot. Anyways, we barely got a few more points than getting capped, which was fine. I mean, that's what we got. I'm totally out of it. I'm just like trying to survive, like legit survive in real life. All right. So I went down. I fucking laid down and waited to see what we're playing round 2. My team went out for lunch. I have no fucking clue where they went. I was so fucking out of it. And in turn 2, we're playing Ryan Capps' team next. Ryan Capps with Joe Finlayson and what's his name, Jason, and Mr. Brandon Phelps, and then there was a girl. I forgot what the girl's name was. Anyways, guys, I'll get to you guys that in the next battle report. MVP. It's extremely hard to split the MVP, but I want to say it was Baxter the Pyromaniac. Everybody's going to say, wow, Baxter fucking fucked them up. He really did. Baxter caused my opponent to hide his army and put him in a very shitty situation, a very shitty deployment, just for Baxter being on the table. So Baxter deserves a very good honorable mention, but the one who caused the panic was actually Bazooka and the Horde. Bazooka and the BGKs. So Bazooka is the MVP for fucking killing the bolt thrower, which caused the panic to cause his assassin around the table to run into this dragon, and the dragon running off the table causing me to win the whole game. Alright, got a 20-0 by turn 2 by a lucky fucking shot by Bazooka and his BGKs. I'm going to call it there, guys. Anyways, you guys will see the points rolling up right now. And I am going to be trying to keep up with these games. Like I said, my next tournament is actually Masters Tournament, which I'm looking forward to. And besides that, actually, there's a guy in town from Spain. He put up a thing on the forum saying he's in Chicago for Christmas. So I'm going to see if I can get a game with him on the weekend and see what time he leaves after Christmas. Besides that, yeah, that's about it, guys. If you guys like my video, hit like, share, and subscribe. I have to get the fucking artwork up so you guys can see the t-shirts that I'm making. There's a bit of like stalling on that because I need to get the machine to print them. But besides that, yeah. So it's just a little stalling, but when I get rolling with that, I'm going to get rolling with that, and I'm also going to ask for if you guys want any kind of specific designs. I've made so far 3 designs. One is the Koopa, the other one is an Infernal Dwarf image that I shared before, and the other one is a vampire image. So I'm going to just sell them for us, for obviously the viewers, and for people who are fans of the game who would like a shirt to show off their army. Anyways, guys, so yeah, like, share, subscribe. If you guys would rather show further support, you can always go to my Patreon. I'm going to leave the link down below. And if you guys prefer just to do like one-time donation, I do have the PayPal set up as well. Besides that, guys, take care and peace.